So folks, in this post, I want to do two things. I want to give you an update on what's happened to reporting from Ukraine with their bot attack. And I want to explain that I'm actually creating a Patreon page as my own backup stability plan because I feel like I can't not do this. It would be foolhardy not to, especially as much time as I spend trying to defend others. Because if my YouTube channel comes under attack and gets shut down, what do I do? How do I rebuild? How do I gather my audience? That sort of thing. So, okay, yesterday I talked about this video here, or in this video, I talked about how RFU, Reporting from Ukraine, great channel. They helped me out in the early days. Like when I barely had a few hundred subscribers, they gave me a shout out that actually brought me up almost to 1,000, and that was like, oh, at that time, because when you're young and you feel like you're talking into the void, like you're doing it, but is anybody actually listening? It was an important time, and so I feel obligated to help them just because they've been so kind to me, let alone that I've been trying to help anybody who's been under an attack, and the spot attack is apparently pretty bad. You can watch this video here, but in their recent video, they said this, and we're going to listen to it.
This is a quick update on the fate of this channel. For those who have not seen the previous video, in short, there seems to be a massive bot attack on all reporting from Ukraine channels, which has triggered YouTube's automated system and caused a chain reaction in the deletion of all channels. Since the YouTube support team was unhelpful and basically told me to brace for the deletion of all channels because the content everywhere is the same, I decided to bypass YouTube and contact Google via their other services regarding this cyber attack. Unfortunately, after almost 24 hours, I still have not received any answer. In the meantime, YouTube continues taking down our channels. Several hours ago, our Italian channel got kicked out of the partner program and demonetized. So far, 16 channels have already been affected. In case YouTube deletes the channel that you're watching right now, please subscribe to my Telegram and Twitter channels. I will continue posting regular tactical updates there, as always for free. For those of you who can support us financially during these turbulent times, please subscribe to our Patreon page. I have included all the links in the description. Thank you everyone for your support, and I hope to see you already on Telegram and Twitter.
Okay, so he's going out to Patreon. He's asking if you subscribe to Reporting from Ukraine, go to Patreon, and I think that's wise, like to have that backup plan. And he's going to have a Telegram channel. I don't have a Telegram channel. I don't want to have a Telegram channel. I don't want to add to more complications, but I also recognize that I might need to have a backup plan as well. So first, go to his Patreon and subscribe there. While you're there, I started a Patreon myself. And I started this back when Warthog had their issues. And then I was like, but I won't need that. And then one thing after another has just convinced me I really better do that. So when you go over to my Patreon, and I'm going to ask you if you're watching this, please go to my Patreon. You can join for free. And then you can see everything. There's a redundant system. Now, if you also wish to support me, and this helps with the redundancy, because I don't ask you for money. I let YouTube like 0.02 cents per view like be what funds this, because I'm actually teaching fewer courses so I can spend more time here, and so it balances out. I calculated once I wasn't even making minimum wage at however how much time I spend doing that. But if you choose to support me, I put tiers of how you can be supportive, and that creates a backup plan. If God forbid something happens on YouTube, I'll then have this still keeping me going. Okay, so, and since it's Professor Gerdes Explains, I thought, hey, how about levels of, here's undergrad student, just a simple way to support my channel. Thanks for caring enough to provide support. Any amount at any level means a lot. And then I thought, okay, well, if you go from undergrad to grad student, I primarily teach grad students. Grad student, you're the kind of person who is deeply engaged and supportive, will interact more, And if you tell me that you're a grad student, whether it's on Patreon or in the comments, if you say grad student here and then ask your question, I'll prioritize your question. We'll interact more. If you tell me you're a grad student, I'll prioritize your questions when I see them. Now, again, I can't answer every question. I try to be as involved as I can, but I have a full-time job as a professor at my university. I have a bunch of kids. I'd like to stay married, so I need to prioritize my family and my wife. And so, yeah, somebody was saying the other day, do you actually work a full day? Because the amount of videos I put, this is important stuff, right? So, actually, I work hard. I have a solid work ethic, but I do as much as I can, but I can only do so much. Okay, $10 a month. So we're going from undergrad to graduate to now colleague. If you are willing to support my efforts in this way, actually that's not very clear when I highlight that. I'm sure that you're engaged to the point that I should be learning from you as much as you're learning from me. Like, I've had conversations in email where people are, we have I learn a lot from what they provide to me, and they send me links, and I say, hey, look, I don't open links. Can you give me the title of the YouTube address? I'm just trying to be careful because of what happened with Joe Blogs, right? I should be learning from you as much as you're learning from me. If you mention your colleague in a comment or a live stream, your comments will take precedence over others. I will also periodically create an end screen with your names if you would like to be included on the list to thank you for your support. Just because, look, I mean, if you're willing to provide me some financial stability in case anything goes sideways on YouTube, I think you ought to be acknowledged for that. Okay, and then the last one here is, so we went from undergrad to grad to colleague, and then the board. You provide this channel with stability in case anything goes sideways on YouTube. Too many channels have been taken down by bots, have been demonetized. Once I have 5 board memberships, the board will be featured in a thank you screen regularly in my videos at the end. I'll also provide special meetings with the board once a quarter. We'll do maybe a Zoom meeting or something along those lines, just so we can get to know each other a little bit better and address whatever specific questions you might have. So that's it. That's how you can do this. But of course, you can always join for free. And please, if you're watching this, join for free just so that we have this backup plan in place. I've already put out a first video, and I'll try to link videos through here regularly as we go, and just put out my first message. Please be patient with me. I have to learn the system of Patreon. It's new to me. I don't understand what I don't understand, and I know that. But given what I've seen happen to reporting from Ukraine, where they're saying, like, look, they're at the end. Like, again, 16 of their channels have been taken down. Now, it's a brilliant system because he does this. He doesn't show his face on the video. He just talks about what's going on. And so he can just have somebody translate that and then go out. He does more for Ukraine than probably anyone I can think of. His reach is massive in keeping people around the world in Spanish and English and Portuguese and this and that and all kind of other languages updated on what's going on with very factual information. And if he can be attacked and taken down like this, I certainly have to do something to take evasive action. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, because if he can be canceled, hey, what can happen to me? I'm very small in comparison. All right. So thank you for going to his Patreon. Thank you for going to my Patreon. I really appreciate that. Thank you for the likes, the shares, the subscribes, and thank you for being the kind of person that cares about Ukraine.